MrBeast bought a supermarket, filled it with people, and made a video. But what he didn't know is that the whole audience would fall in love with one contestant, and that contestant is Juan. They even made a rap for him, which we'll listen to later. Juan is one of the participants in MrBeast's latest video. In this video, everything seemed pretty normal. MrBeast got up on stage and announced that he had literally bought the supermarket. And from that moment on, everyone had to stay, and they could win $250,000. Some people didn't participate because they had work, studies, or were underage and needed to get home quickly. Imagine if your mom had sent you out to buy, I don't know, a Coke for lunch. You go to the supermarket to buy the Coke and you look like this. And there's MrBeast saying, I bought this supermarket and now you're going to have to stay for $250,000. The participants automatically decided to take action. Some started forming teams, others started building forts. And Juan decided to stay with his son pretty calmly. Look, here he is. But what's special about Juan? It's not the first time that a Latino or Spanish speaker has participated in a MrBeast video. In fact, recently we had, well, the streamer. Rocky betrayed and eliminated Abraham in a really dirty way, and then he mocked and belittled the biggest Spanish-speaking YouTuber. Somehow, it seems like every time a Hispanic person participated in a MrBeast video, they were maybe underestimated or not considered as much as the other participants. But finally that changed, and that was thanks to Juan. But that's not the most important thing. On the 8th day, some participants decided to form a group all to bother the other participants and force them to leave the game. Basically, they formed groups so that at night while everyone was sleeping, they would bother everyone so no one could sleep. They made a lot of people quit the challenge. Some couldn't take it anymore, some even cried, but there was one player who wasn't bothered at all by those noises, and that player was incredibly Juan. While the others couldn't fall asleep because of the noise, Juan wasn't bothered at all. Many say it's because he's Mexican, or is it because he's Latino? Many of us are basically used to doing grueling work, to having a lot of resilience. Well, that's precisely because of all the economic situations in Latin America, right? But that wasn't all, because Juan decided to get hands-on. Since he could sleep and went to bed early, he decided to do even better. He would get up really early at 6 in the morning like anyone else going to work, except for us YouTubers, right? He grabbed a basketball, started playing, and made a lot of noise really early, so now they couldn't sleep. And the funniest part of all is that on top of that he started singing I sing and don't cry. He's definitely a legend. On day 15, Juan's son was already in a very complicated situation, and during those days he clearly didn't go to work, if he even had a job. But more importantly, he didn't go to school either. Juan convinced him to leave the supermarket, telling him he would handle it. So on day 15, Juan's son decided to withdraw from the game. Now, Juan was left alone with thousands of participants who only wanted him to be eliminated. On day 23, one of the groups that made noise at night decided to make it even worse again. They wanted to make many people leave the game one night. They planned to hold a vote to see who the best participants were. But while they gathered everyone from the video, there was one of them who was last, and that last person said he was changing clothes, but in reality he was stealing all the participants' stoves. But when he got to Juan's area, he couldn't find it. Each person who voted left, they made this whole plan to frame that first person, and it ended up working out for them. Everyone thought that participant was the one who stole all the stoves now, since no one had stoves. One of the most important participants was going to be Juan, because he was literally the only one who had a kitchen, but Juan got tired of having to cook for everyone. So he simply told them he wasn't going to do it anymore, and that they should try to find their own ways to supply themselves. And they got angry, he had a fight with one of them, and the one who got mad grabbed all his kitchen utensils and threw them out of the supermarket. Juan looked upset, but he didn't do anything. Juan decided to stay quiet, but surprisingly, Juan survived. And what about this crazy guy who disrespected Juan? No, get the hell out of here, damn it. By day 48, there were only 5 participants left, and among them, only Juan remained. Many days had already passed, and the challenge wasn't moving forward, so MrBeast decided to do the worst thing. He went to offer them the chance to press a button, but he couldn't tell them what the button was for. As the days went by, they got tired and just pressed it, and they realized it was their worst decision. Pressing the button caused MrBeast to split the supermarket in half. And the worst part is that in the other half, which they could no longer access, was the bathroom. They no longer had a way to relieve themselves, to stay clean, or even to take a shower. When everything seemed lost, Juan showed up again and was cleaned once more. He became everyone's hope and managed to turn the remaining refrigerators in the place into bathtubs. On day 64, it was Juan's birthday, and everyone decided to celebrate it in the best way. They made him a cake, congratulated him, and played games with him all day. This challenge was no longer a competition between them. They were already friends, they had already spent too much time together, and speaking of time, a lot had already passed. And that worried MrBeast. So for the first time in the entire history of MrBeast's videos, Jimmy decided to change the format. Now everyone was going to have the chance to win $1 million, but the competition had changed. They fixed up the entire supermarket, restocked it with all the products, and now they were going to have to eat everything. And once they do it, they could finally be the winners. MrBeast says it will take up to a year to eat everything in the supermarket. Doesn't that seem a bit much to you? MrBeast basically told them, eat and poop. But the craziest thing of all isn't that they have to eat everything, poop it out, and burn it. It's that MrBeast says they're gonna be there for a year. After everything that happened in this video, it didn't just end there. The video blew up. Right now it has 92 million views. That's a lot more than MrBeast usually gets lately. Everyone is talking about Juan. In fact, there are thousands of videos talking about Juan, clips of Juan, even edits about Juan. Look, let's check out Twitter for a bit. They robbed everyone but couldn't defeat a Latino. Juan is still in MrBeast's challenge, not alone. His supporters went viral on social media with Mexican flags and Chilito Lindo. People are visiting Juan at the supermarket, and you can tell they're already training and eating everything. Honestly, I think he and the other guy both look pretty fit. Are MrBeast's challenges designed to break Americans' minds? But for Juan, the supermarket challenge wasn't psychological torture, it was a paid vacation. Honestly, I think for anyone, a parent or a worker from all over Latin America, staying in this supermarket and trying to survive is nothing. Given all they've faced in life, that's true. If you included many Latinos, they'd likely all be winners due to their remarkable resilience. And the craziest thing for me is that people are going to visit the supermarket. The other participants are seeing that the favorite is Juan, so that worries me. Could this end up affecting Juan? I hope not. I hope this whole challenge ends well and that everyone can win. But there's one thing that impacted me the most about this whole thing with Juan. And it's that, besides the edits, besides all the people saying good things to him, besides all of YouTube being full of videos talking about Juan, did they seriously make a damn rap about him?
MrBeast bought a supermarket and the last one to leave is going to leave in Rayado.
Juan, watch out. Juan is about to show up.
They take control of the meat, there will be hunger. Juan is a symbol of strength.
Juan showed up.
They make so much noise that they don't let anyone sleep. The nights pass like this.
And Juan can sleep just the same, guys.
But none of them had counted on Juan.
Ha ha ha!
There's a plan in motion. Steal all the grills and pin it on that bastard.
Blame this bastard. What makes me laugh the most about this is that they were already at the supermarket, and well, obviously. MrBeast told them, well guys, here's what you have to do. When I finish saying the line, you have to go crazy. And look at Juan's 100% cinematic performance. Juan, shout out to Juan, subscribe.